Hello and welcome to the Angus Report, a news program that's geared specifically toward cattle producers. I'm Bob Cervera.
And I'm Paige Wallace. From the American Angus Association headquarters in St. Joseph, Missouri, we bring you the week's top headlines, including a look at the changing beef cattle landscape and some bright spots for cow-calf producers. We'll visit Georgia for some old-fashioned Southern hospitality and quality Angus genetics.
We'll hear from Angus leaders and their plans for the breed's future. And we'll look at how producers with small herds are using group sales for big results.
Plus, remembering the nation's most celebrated livestock photographer. This is the Angus Report.
Our top story for the week. The American Angus Association Board of Directors met right here in St. Joseph, Missouri last week to conduct business and set the course for the member-driven organization. During the past year, association directors and staff gathered input from every sector of the beef business, from seed stock to feeders, to develop a long-range strategic plan that benefits all users of Angus genetics.
We have people that need more technology. We have people that need more assistance in marketing. And so we need to develop programs and plans that can accomplish these things for our membership.
There's a lot of really neat aspects that have been developed that I think are going to provide new ideas, new opportunities for the Angus breeders, and hopefully create some opportunities also for the Angus Association as we move forward in the next 5 to 10 years. And it's certainly a different economic climate that we're dealing with in the beef industry. It's a different economic climate for the breed associations, and this type of strategic planning is a very key role to make sure we're heading in the right direction.
Visit angus.org for the latest meeting highlights and to learn more about the long-range planning efforts.
U.S. cattlemen are faced with plenty of challenges this fall, from rising feed costs to widespread drought and sluggish domestic beef demand. But despite the challenges, AgriResource President Dan Bosse told attendees of last month's Feeding Quality Forum that it's not all doom and gloom.
We actually see quite a few bright spots, which is number one, which is the expansion of export demand. Again, U.S. beef is gaining a strong foothold again around the world market. We are especially excited about what's going into South Korea, Japan, and that Asian area. We see that as expanding to maybe where U.S. is exporting 12 or 13% of its beef supply in the next couple of years. We also can't allow the cattle market to liquidate. By that I mean that as corn prices stay high and margins suffer, that to some degree the cattle and beef markets will try to keep at a high price level, thus that we don't liquidate any more of the herd and reduce production going forward. Our work would suggest that Mexican feeder cattle imports will decline in coming years, thus showing more opportunity for the domestic cow-calf man. So I'm optimistic, assuming that there's hay and grass and availability of forage at a reasonable price, that feeder prices will stay in the $125 to $135 or $140 range and ultimately make it up towards $1.50 in a year or so.
When it comes to marketing, a little cooperation can go a long way. In western Iowa, like-minded Angus cattle producers have joined forces to better market their herd genetics and to prove that small-scale operations can attract buyers in a big way.
The benefits to holding a sale together is, well, for me, would be the efficient way of marketing a bull. For each of us to have a sale individually, to put on a good advertising program, it just wouldn't be cost efficient.
Yeah, I think in doing this joint sale, we've increased our buyer numbers by a lot. The marketing is expanded over a larger geographical area, a lot more people. When we were selling mostly off the farm, it was more local, smaller farmers, and we had trouble getting all of our bulls sold some years. And with the auction, we draw them in from several states.
From having information from 3 different herds is a little more of a challenge than if it was all our own herd and had access to everything. But when we worked through the Angus Association and special services, it's worked really well. I think a big asset and something I'd recommend to anybody getting started and doing their own sale would be to use your regional manager. They're a vast array of knowledge and they have access to so much information.
A complete list of upcoming Angus sales is available online.
Rural communities everywhere are focusing on farm safety during National Farm Safety and Health Week going on now. Farmers and ranchers are reminded this week to keep safety top of mind during harvest and other fall activities. Farming and ranching continues to rank among the nation's most dangerous occupations. The rate of fatal injuries for farmers and ranchers is 38.5 for every 100,000 full-time workers, compared to 4.4 for firefighters and 13.1 for law enforcement officers. That's according to the U.S. Labor Department. Tractor runovers and rollovers continue to be the leading cause of farm-related deaths, followed by roadway collisions. Grain bin suffocation, electrocution, and ATV rollovers also ranked among the leading causes of farm deaths and injuries. Be sure to check out farm safety information and training programs that are available in your area. And when the Angus Report continues, a look at the National Angus Conference and Tour and Angus genetics in the South.
Plus, understanding EPD accuracies with Sally Northcutt.